जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीजनवल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदा नंदना जय व्रज जनरंजना जय यशोदा नंदना जय व्रज जना रंजना जय यमुना तीरावनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय यमुना तीरा चारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय यमुना तीरावनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय यमुना चारी जय बिहारी जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र श्रुति श्री was divine grace अवै चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य शील हरिदास ठाकुर की श्री श्री राधा गोविंद देव की श्री श्री गौरनिताय की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की श्रील प्रभुपाद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to assembled devotees all glories to assembled devotees all glories to assembled devotees all glories all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya The Bhagavata Sevaya. What's next? नष्टप्रायेषु अबद्धेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर भवति नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंद गोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः. Hare Krishna, we are reading from Canto 3, Chapter 22, entitled 3, chapter 22, entitled The Marriage of Kardama Muni and Devahuti. Verse number 20. Yeah, verse number 20. Yato bhavad vishvamidam vichitram samstasyate yatra chavavatishthate prajapatinam patireshamayam param pramanam bhagavananantah yato bhavad vishvamidam vichitram samstasate yatra chavavatishthate prajapatinam patireshamayam param pramanam bhagavananantah yato bhavad vishvamidam vichitram samstasyate yatra chavavatishthate prajapatinam patireshamayam param pramanam bhagavananantah yato bhavad vishvamidam vichitram samstasyate vavatishtate prajapatinam patireshamayam param pramanam bhagavananantah. Anyone courageous to? Idam vichit. Yato bhavad vishvamidam vichitram samstasate yatra chavavatishthate prajapatinam patireshamayam param pramanam bhagavananantah yato bhavad vishvamidam vichitram Okay, word to word. Yataha, from whom? Abhavat, emanated. Vishwam, creation. Idam, this. Vichitram, wonderful. Samstasate, will dissolve. Yatra, in whom? Cha, and. Va, or. Avatishthate, presently exists. Prajapatinam, of the Prajapatis. Patihi, the Lord. Eshaha, This, Mayam, to me, Param, highest, Pramanam, authority, Bhagavan, Supreme Lord, Anantaha, unlimited. Translation purport by Sri Prabhupada. Sri Prabhupada ki. The highest authority for me is the unlimited Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whom this wonderful creation emanates and whom its sustenance and dissolution rest. He is the origin of all Prajapatis, the personalities meant to produce living entities in this world. Okay, before we continue to the purport, let me just, can you just go to previous verse translation so we can get context. The previous verse translation. Yeah. So here Kardama is saying, therefore I shall accept this chaste girl as my wife on the condition that after she bears semen from my body, I shall accept the life of devotional service accepted by the most perfect human beings. That process was described by Lord Vishnu. It is free from envy. So in this current verse, can you go to the purport? Purport of current verse. Next verse. Yeah. So here Sri Prabhupada writes, after saying that he'll marry Devahuti, our Kardama is saying that anyway the highest authority for me is the Supreme Lord, from whom creation, on whom or in whom creation, maintenance and dissolution rest. And he is the origin of all Prajapatis, including my father Brahma. Yeah, like that he said. So purport, Sri Prabhupada's purport. Kardama Muni was ordered by his father Prajapati to produce children. What is so shocking about that? In the beginning of creation, the Prajapatis were meant to produce the large population which was to reside in the planets of the gigantic universe. But Kardama Muni said that although his father was Prajapati, who desired him to produce children, actually his origin was the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, because Vishnu is the origin of everything. He is the actual creator of this universe, he is the actual maintainer, and when everything is annihilated, it rests in him only. That is the conclusion of Śrimad Bhāgavatam. For creation, maintenance and annihilation, there are the three deities, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Shiva. But Brahma and Maheshwara are qualitative expansions of Vishnu. Vishnu is the central figure. Therefore, he takes charge of maintenance. No one can maintain the whole creation but him. There are innumerable entities and they have innumerable demands. No one but Vishnu can fulfill the innumerable demands of all the innumerable living entities. Brahma is ordered to create and Shiva is ordered to annihilate. The middle function, maintenance, is taken charge of by Vishnu. Kardama Muni knew very well by his power in progressive spiritual life that Vishnu, the personality of Godhead, was his worshipable deity. Whatever Vishnu desired was his duty and nothing else. He was not prepared to beget a number of children. He would beget only one child who would help the mission of Vishnu. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, whenever there is discrepancy in the discharge of religious principles, the Lord descends to the surface of the earth to protect religious principles and to annihilate the miscreants. Marrying and begetting a child is considered to liquidate one's debts to the family in which one is born. The many debts which are imposed upon a child just after his birth, the debts to the family in which one is born, debts to the demigods, debts to the pitas, debts to the rishis, etc. But if someone engages only in the service of the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, who is actually worshipable, then even without trying to liquidate other debts, one becomes free from all obligations. Kardama Muni preferred to devote his life as a servant of the Lord in Paramahamsa knowledge and to beget a child only for that purpose, not to beget numberless children to fill up the vacancies of the universe. Very powerful purport. Om ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। कैन यू गेट वन माइक फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू? Okay. Hare Krishna. And can I have the cable so I can show from my laptop? You have to unwind it from the behind. Yeah. So this purport is not a short one. So, and Prabhupada speaks about three important things, which I'll show it to you. I'll show you the breakdown of Prabhupada's purport. So, who is Kardama Muni's father? No. Remove it from the back. No, don't remove the cable. Just unwind it. Unwind it completely and give. No, it's coming through there. Yeah. You have a Mac too, yeah? Yeah. No, this is online. This is oh, really? Yeah. Okay, yeah, you can just. The other one's longer. Okay. Even more. Oh, it's just stuck to the. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. That's fine. Thank you. Okay. And is it connected? Yeah. It came. Thank you. Sorry. Yeah. So here you see Kardama Muni's father is? Who is Kardama Muni's father? Huh? Daksh? Brahma. Isn't it? And what is the duty given to Brahma? Brahma is devotee of Lord Vishnu. So the first creation of this universe happens by Lord Vishnu. Subcreation happens by Brahma. Under whose direction does he do it? Under whose direction does he do it? Under the direction of Lord Vishnu. So this is very clear. So Lord Vishnu is instructing Brahma with a spiritual divine instruction of populating this world. Now Brahma alone cannot do it. So he needs helping hands. So then he produces the Rishi Munis, of which one of them is Kardama Muni. So Kardama Muni is son of Brahma. So the Supreme Lord Vishnu gives an instruction for Brahma to enact, and Brahma needs help. So he has Kardama Muni. So now you can see here the three aspects to this purport. First thing Prabhupada talks about is ultimate instruction is that of Lord Vishnu. I will elaborate on it. Then second is Kardama Muni entered Grihastha life to satisfy Lord Vishnu. Prabhupada very clearly mentions in this purport. And all debts are liquidated by surrendering to Lord Krishna. These are three aspects Prabhupada mentioned in this purport. Let's see how much we can cover. So, you can just imagine, once upon a time there was a small village which was actually flooded due to heavy rains. Now this village, when it was being flooded, there was the rich person in the village. He's the only one with a 3-story apartment building. All the others, they were all having small cottages. So all of them, all of their homes got submerged in the waters. But this man, the owner of the three-story apartment, he had great faith in the Supreme Lord, that whatever dangers come, the Supreme Lord will protect. At least that's what he claimed, that I have a lot of faith. He told others, I'm a great devotee. So, as the flood actually grew more and more, initially the basement was covered with water. Some people came, knocked on his door and said, come on, let's get out. We have a safety, some shelter. Let's go and let's quit this place. Everything is going to get submerged under water. He said, thank you very much for your help, but Supreme Lord will protect me. And he closed the door and they went away. Then the first floor got submerged under water. When the first floor got submerged under water, someone came on a boat, knocked on his window, and he said, come on, let's go, because it's getting submerged. Place. He said, thank you very much, but you can go, but I'll wait for the Supreme Lord Vishnu. Of course, I'm not sure if he said Vishnu, but Supreme Lord. Then the second floor got submerged. Now he's on which floor? Third floor. Another boat came. A lot of people came. They knocked on his window and said, come on, let's go, because the flood is increasing. So again, you may actually have to die if you don't come out with us. Come on, let's go. He said, you can go, but I will stay back, because I depend on the Supreme Lord. Then finally, when the third floor got submerged, he was on the terrace of his building. When he was on the terrace of his building, some people came and they said, this is your final chance. Why don't you come with us and we'll help you out? He said, no, I'll depend on the Supreme Lord. So then even the terrace was getting submerged. Now he has water up to his neck, soon till his mouth, soon till his nose. Now he threw his hands up in the air and cried, oh my dear God, why are you not protecting me? He said. Because he cried very fervently from the heart. Immediately the Supreme Lord appeared in the sky and said, you fool, I sent you so much help. Isn't it? Since the time actually there was no water, only your basement was flooded. I sent you help, but you pushed them away. I sent you help again, you pushed them away. Help after help I have been sending you, but you have been pushing away. So what do you want me to do? Now you better die. And God went away. So what do you learn from this? Interesting, isn't it? Why? Because it's very important to understand that in our life, we are not just devotees of Krishna. What is your identity? I'm devotee of Krishna. No, I belong to a society of Vaishnavas. Those people who keep coming in our lives and trying to help us escape the material tribulations and connect us to Krishna are Guru and Krishna. And they are sent by the Supreme Lord Vishnu. Isn't it? So sometimes we may think I'm a big devotee, I am actually connected to I'm connected to Krishna. But who are these Vaishnavas? One can think. No. We need society of Vaishnavas. Isn't it? Let me show you one. Upadesh Upakhyan, stories by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. This is the wise old monkey. Okay. Can you see this? Yeah. So in one kingdom, a king used to maintain a group of monkeys for providing entertainment to his sons. The monkeys were very nicely fed with sumptuous delicacies daily. So they thought, wow, it's so nice that we have so many delicacies, we don't have to go anywhere. Let's just stay here for our entire lives. But the leader of the monkey was well versed with scriptures, such as personalities like Shukracharya, Brihaspati and Chanakya. And he used to actually educate the other monkeys. Now, in the kingdom, there was also a pack of sheep, and little prince used to play with them. Usually what would happen? One of the sheep was very fond of eating from the palace kitchen. The cooks in the kitchen had to beat the sheep quite often to prevent it from causing mischief. Looking at this, the wise monkey thought, the sheep is extremely greedy, and the cooks, on the other hand, are very adept in beating the sheep with whatever they can find at hand. In case the cooks at any time start hitting the sheep with a burning log, the sheep would surely catch fire. When such burning sheep starts running around in frenzy and by chance enters into a nearby stable, then the hay inside will catch fire. Then the entire stable with its horses will be blazing fire in no time. Once ancient expert Salihotra, who is well versed in animal husbandry, prescribes that burns on horse flesh can be healed by animal skin obtained from the monkeys. So what is the conclusion? The wise monkey understands soon the situation may happen. So this is not a very safe place. So he goes to tell the other monkeys that actually it's best for us to get out of here, otherwise we'll all be, our skins will be used as medicine for the horses in the future. This sort of behavior between the cooks and the sheep may result into something disastrous for us in the long run. He's telling whom? The other monkeys. But they are satisfied with their bananas and nice feed. Appraising the situation, the wise old monkey called along all the monkeys confidentially. In a place like this, where the sheep and cooks are in constant confrontation, we, the monkeys, are sure to meet with a destruction. So let us take refuge in a forest, he said. Yeah, can one of you read? What is the other monkey saying?
You must be under some
Mike.
You must be under some sort of delusion due to your advancing age, and so you are talking very lunatic. We are not interested in leaving this place for forest life only to live on distasteful fruits. Here we are being fed with nectarian varieties of foodstuff by the princess themselves.
Yeah. So what are the monkeys saying? There's such nice feed here, and what you're talking may not even happen. So don't worry so much, he said. So the wise old monkey is very angry now. Oh fools! You do not know the results of such pleasure? Don't you know that this will be ultimate destruction for all of you? So let me leave for the forest alone. I don't want to see your deaths. Like that he left, the wise old monkey. And see inevitably what happens. One day the greedy sheep entered into the kitchen. The cook struck the sheep with a piece of burning firewood. The sheep caught fire, went into the stable caught fire, and horses got burn wounds. What did the king do? Immediately called for the surgeon for the treatment of the horses with burnt skin. According to Salihotra's prescription, monkey tallow would be essential for quick healing of the burns suffered by the horses. So, of course, the king ordered the monkeys to be stripped of their skin to heal the horses. Means they were killed. Yeah, the old monkey got the news and was very much depressed. So sometimes what happens, just by when a neophyte or a new person, when he gets a little knowledge, one starts thinking that, oh, my guru, he's an old person. Probably he's not very much up to date with current technology, current affairs. I know how to deal with things. I know more management techniques. I can speak better. I can deal with people better. I can connect with new people. Whereas my Guruji, he is outdated, one can think. Just like the small monkeys thought, this wise old monkey is talking fairy tales. When will that happen, when a person will actually hit a sheep with a fire log? But it did happen, isn't it? Therefore the wise old monkey, isn't it? Where the young monkeys, they were not so wise. This is a purport of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So this small story, as narrated by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, transpires that anyone who faithfully follows the instruction of his real spiritual master and engages himself in devotional service to the Supreme Lord unflinchingly will certainly attain the ultimate welfare. Those who contemplate that aging advisor or spiritual master might be under some delusion may not know more than a common person knows, and thus follow evil companions, and they will meet their disastrous end in everything. Are you able to understand this story? Isn't it? So why did I show you this? Because we need society of Vaishnavas and Guru, and that in that society one has to be submissive to learn. Isn't it? So if we do not if we are not submissive to the society of Vaishnavas and Guru, then we commit something called as silly mistakes in devotional service. You know what's silly mistake? That means you will be shocked to know, how did I do this? That's a silly mistake. And too many silly mistakes can cost one his own spiritual life. So, therefore, in third canto, in Śrimad Bhāgavatam, you will find when Kapila Muni explains about devotional service in the three modes, he uses a common symptom of all the performance of devotional service in three modes. What is that? He says Pritag Bhavaha. That means all of them are separate in interest, separated interest. But one can say, but they are practicing devotional service to Krishna. But if it's under the modes, it is Pritag Bhavaha. It is separated. It's not pure. After that, then Krishna explains what is pure devotional service, isn't it? So, the silly mistake committed by the neophyte devotee is independent mentality. That is a silly mistake. Because one thinks one knows everything, but so he doesn't have to follow the society of gurus and Vaishnavas. So therefore, why am I telling you this? Because Kardama Muni was actually following the order of Brahma. But whom should we follow? Can we follow any authority? No. King Bali rejected Shukracharya because he was not a transparent guru. So therefore, offense to guru happens, but was it an offense? King Bali rejecting guru? Did he do guru aparadh? Why not? Because Shukracharya was not acting as guru. He was not acting as authority. But if someone is acting as authority, proper authority, well situated in Krishna consciousness, then to reject is offense. That is guru aparadh. So you will find that Kardama Muni actually followed the instruction of Brahma. What was Brahma's instruction for Kardama? Because till that time, whomever Brahma produced, Narada, the Sanak, Sanatan, Sanandan, and these four Kumaras, all these many other people, they all took brahmacharya. They didn't want to get married. So Kardama was one of the Prajapatis who actually wanted to fulfill the order of Brahma, who wanted to help out Brahma. Why? Because he could see that Brahma is a transparent via media of the Supreme Lord Vishnu's instruction. You able to understand? That means Supreme Lord Vishnu is the ultimate instruction giver. But if we, like the first story we heard, like the person we say, we only want Lord Vishnu. Like some people say, I only want the orders from my spiritual master, initiating spiritual master. If anyone else gives, I don't accept. No, others are representatives. Isn't it? So if someone is just waiting for Vishnu, Vishnu is sending society of Vaishnavas and instructions through those Vaishnavas. But if we cannot accept it, then it is our great misfortune. Isn't it? So Kardama understood how Brahma is a transparent via media of Lord Vishnu, and therefore I will follow it. So in this world, there are many people who are not transparent via media. For example, the social workers. Social workers means they actually take position of Krishna. They say, why to worship Krishna? Just help us, give us donation, give us your charity, and we will help out people. Therefore, Prabhupada mentions in the purport, Lord Vishnu is the actual maintainer. Brahma also just creates one time. Or oftentimes he creates. Like every day some creation happens at the beginning. And Shiva has to destroy. But you will understand in a product, when you make a product, creation is easy, destruction is easier, maintenance is the toughest. Isn't it? All the software engineers and all of you can agree. Maintenance of a product is most difficult. Maintenance of temple is most difficult. You can create a building, you can collect the funds, but maintenance for next thousands of years, that is really tough. To destroy is the easiest, isn't it? So, therefore Prabhupada mentions that Lord Vishnu takes up the task of maintenance. Isn't it? Why? Because he is, of course, Aham Bija Pradah Pita. But at the same time, he has the capacity to fulfill the innumerable demands of the innumerable living entities. Now, can the social workers fulfill? If a beggar comes to your door and you have a nice 3 BHK home, You can put him in your home, you can feed him for one day. Next day he'll say, I want to stay here today also. Okay, for another day. Okay, for a week. Okay, for a month. But not after that. Then you'll tell him to get out. Get a job and earn your own living. Isn't it? Or if you say, okay, I will adopt an orphan for the entire life. But how many orphans can you afford? Can you afford 2? Can you afford 10? Can you afford 100? But the Supreme Lord Vishnu is the maintainer of innumerable living entities, fulfilling innumerable demands of innumerable living entities. Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam eko bahunam yo vidadati kaman, Upanishad says. What does it mean? There is one Nitya, the capital N Nitya, and all other small n Nityas. There is one Chetana, capital C, and we are all Chetanas, small c. Eko bahunam. Eko, that Nitya and Chetan is one, and we are all many. And what does that one do to the many? Supplies the facilities and arrangements to fulfill our desires. He maintains us. Prabhupada writes in the purport. Why Prabhupada is writing this? Because Supreme Lord Vishnu is the ultimate maintainer. First of all, we need to understand that. Then we get a desire. Oh, Supreme Lord Vishnu is my ultimate maintainer. Okay, let me want to follow his instruction. Let me want to please him. Then second comes, after you get the desire to please him, after that now you want to please him. So what is the instruction for me? Oh, Lord Vishnu says, okay, follow this devotee. He'll tell you what you want me to do for. What I want you to do for me. I'll tell you through this devotee. So therefore there is this Supreme Lord, and then there are gurus and Vaishnava society. So if we are not very careful in actually valuing the Vaishnava society, how? Through the 6 exchanges. If one becomes very independent of the society, just being in society is not the thing. One has to depend on Vaishnavas. You able to understand what is depend on Vaishnavas? On Guru? That means, for example, we all have different amounts of breathing space, isn't it? Some people, they are so surrendered, they will tell Prabhu, you dictate everything to me, I will do as you say. As per the scriptures, of course, we are talking about transparent, bona fide gurus and Vaishnavas. So if such a person will say, Prabhu, you tell me what I should do, how to improve. But someone may have restriction. Okay, Prabhu, regarding eating habits, you don't tell me. Regarding sleeping habits, you don't tell me. That's my bubble, that's my zone. Don't come too close, give me my space, they say. So therefore you have eating habits or eating restrictions, or you can say, don't come into my eating habits, don't come into my sleeping habits, don't come into my work habits. Let me work and earn whatever. I'll give you money, don't worry. The money thing, you ask me how much ever you want, there I'm dependent. But within that, how much I work, what I do, when I get up, when I eat, that's independent. That you don't put your nose in there. Or some people, their recreation, what do they do in free time? They will say, Prabhu, don't come in my free time. This is my free time, I will do whatever I want. So their eating habits, their sleeping habits, their recreation habits, their working habits, and their chanting habits. Isn't it? So chanting, I will do how I want. You don't have to tell me. Isn't it? So therefore, it depends on how much one is actually maturing